Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Sagebrush Happy Hour Journal. And the entry is for October 29th, 2024. It's a bit of a blustery day outside right now. It's about 50 degrees, and we're having wind gusts of about 32 to 34 miles an hour, and raindrops and an occasional snowflake. So I went ahead and started the fire in the wood stove. And so it warmed up in here a little bit. And we're settled down for our happy hour. And so today's entry is almost a straight journal entry because I'll tell you what I did today. Is that So when I was driving home from Denver yesterday, I got to the town of Tres Piedras, New Mexico, which is basically our closest town. It's about 10 miles away, well, 13 miles away from my house. And so, and when I got to Tres Piedras, and there's no gas station in Tres Piedras. In fact, the closest gas station to Tres Piedras is 27 miles away, and I'll get to that in a minute. So, as I came into Tres Piedras, my low fuel light came on, and the low fuel light comes on our Honda CRV when there's 30 miles left in range. And so that means that when I was coming home, so we were come from Tres Piedras, I used up 13 of those miles coming home. And so theoretically, I had about 22 miles left in range for the fuel on the car. And so I was a little bit concerned about that. And so I decided that I would look around the house and see if I had any gas in any of the gas cans by the generator or anything like that. And I was out of luck as far as that was concerned. I had maybe, a few drops that I kind of put in the gas tank. So this morning, my first mission was to get to the nearest gas station. And so the nearest gas station is at a place we call the Old Blinking Light. And so if you're a Taos resident, you know what I'm talking about. It was used to be a blinking stoplight. Now it's a full stoplight on the north side of town at the intersection of Highway 64 and Highway 522. And so that is exactly 20 miles away from my house. And that's 3 miles of dirt road and then 17 miles of highway. And so I showed that I had 22 miles worth of range. And so I was going to try to hypermile it into the gas station. And so I headed out this morning on the dirt road and just kept it under 20 miles per hour. So I got to the highway and set it at cruise control at 55 miles an hour. Its speed limit is 55. And that way I would, I'm going to go let the dog out while I'm talking here. And so I started on cruise control and headed toward town. And when I got to the highway, it showed that I had 20 miles of range. And so I was like, okay, 17, 20, it's going to be close. So I drove and I got to the Gorge Bridge across the Rio Grande River. And the Gorge Bridge is famous in various movies and stuff like that. It's a bridge that's about 600 feet above the bottom of the gorge. And they had the bridge stopped down to one lane where they were doing a bridge inspection. and so that means they stopped all the traffic. So I was fortunately first in line and turned off the engine because now at this point I only had 10 miles of range and it was 10 miles to the gas station. So finally they let me through, started the car, headed out, and was kind of like blowing on the windshield every uphill, and kind of like letting off the gas on every downhill and hoping that I would make it. And the range kept ticking down and down and down. And finally, like 1 mile from the gas station, it read 1 mile and it was flashing. And so I literally pulled into the gas station on fumes. And of course, the first pump was out of service, and so I had to wait for a guy on the second pump, and so it was turn off the engine and pray that it would start again and get up there and fill the tank. And so I put a couple gallons in the tank, and so that would get me into town to where my discount card would work on another gas station. So that was my morning adventure. So here you go. Cheers.